Okay, so right on the 5 minute mark, good day, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everyone on the call today. What's going on? Can you see me? Okay, yeah, you can see me. Good day to everyone on the call today. My name is Victor Abukan. I'm going to be your host for this meeting. You're welcome once again to the Manabu webinar, How to Become Job Ready. Just as a quick intro, we want to know where you're tuning in from and what the time is. So can you just put it in the chat? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. I want to see that we have people here. You know, just kindly let us know where you're joining from and what the time is, so I can greet you properly. I can greet you very well. Also, okay, Texas, 12 p.m. Okay, good afternoon to you, Michael. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. So we need more people to 6:05 p.m. in Nigeria. Amazing. Connecticut, 1:06 p.m. Nigeria, 6 p.m. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. So, very quickly, we want to do something. We want to know if you are a beginner here, kindly put a one in the chat. But if you have some skin in the game, you have some experience, you've done some things, please put a two in the chat. So let's know. Let's know the people we have around. Let's know the people we have around. One or two. Okay, Matthew is a one. Confidence is a one. We have very exciting news today because you're going to leave this meeting being a two, at least. You're going to be a two. Don't worry. For all the ones I'm seeing in the comment section. Okay, one, 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 one. Amazing, amazing, amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. So today, if you want to break into cybersecurity, cloud security, cloud engineering, you are in the right place. Bobby Parks is tuning in from Memphis. So this is 12:06 p.m. Good afternoon to you, Bobby Parks. Thank you for joining us here on this call, this Manabu webinar, How to Become Job Ready. Again, we have two amazing speakers, two fire speakers to speak to you today. And the first session is going to be on cloud engineering, and the second session is going to be on cloud security. But before we get into the game, I need to introduce myself. For those who are here earlier, I already said my name is what? My name is Victor Abuka, and I'm a software engineer by day, but by night, I'm Batman. I'm Batman by night, but that's a secret, please. Let's not leave this chat. Let's not leave this meeting. I'm Batman by night, so I have to save Gotham, you know. So, yeah. So that's actually my real profession. I don't like to tell people, but that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. So, yeah, just to kick things off, we're going to have our CEO come and say hi. He's the visionary and the founder behind Manabu and Expert Edge. So we're going to have him come say hi and come, give us give us some background to why we're doing this and all the things that we have to offer you as value. So right about now, I'll be reading our CEO's bio. So please let me know when you can see my screen. Please let me know when you can see my screen. Okay, great. I can see the reactions. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for responding. All right. So our CEO and founder is no other than Tomide Adeloye. He is a multi-cloud architect, a cybersecurity professional, and technology entrepreneur with over 10 years of experience across cloud engineering, cloud security, DevOps, infrastructure, and enterprise technology solutions. He has worked across multiple enterprise environments, helping organizations design, secure, and optimize cloud infrastructure across Microsoft Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud Platform. And as the CEO of Expert Edge and founder of Manabu Academy, his passion is helping aspiring professionals to transition into high impact technology careers while building scalable technology ecosystems focused on innovation, security, and education. Can I get some fire emojis in the chat? Can I get some fire emojis in the chat? Fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis, fire emojis. Shwa, 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 shwa. That's the cloud clapping sound. All right, so we have Tomide Adeloye. You have the floor, CEO.
Thank you so much for that bio, Victor. I appreciate you. Well, I'm not big on titles. My name is just Tomide Adeloye. But good evening, good afternoon, everyone, whatever time zone you are. First of all, I want to genuinely welcome and thank every single person joining us today. Whether you're joining from uh, Nigeria, the United States, the UK, Canada, Europe, or anywhere else in the world, right? Thank you for being here. The fact that you decided to spend your time with us today means a lot, and I truly do not take it for granted. Um, just like Victor had mentioned and I said earlier, my name again is Tomide Adeloye, also known as TA, which is my initial. Some people call me TA, and I'm the founder of Manabu Academy and the CEO of XPath Edge, the IT consulting company. Honestly, uh, this webinar is very, very personal to me because Manabu was created just to become another. It was created not just to become another online tech academy or another platform selling courses. That's not what we're doing here. Manabu was actually created from a real understanding of struggles. I've been through a lot, and this platform was created to eliminate confusion. It was created from lack of direction and seeing how many talented people genuinely want better opportunities in life, right? But simply do not know where to start. Okay. Uh, a lot of people hear buzzwords like cloud engineering, they hear buzzwords like cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, AI, DevOps, automation, and immediately they become intimidated. I was there too, right? All those new terms is very intimidating. It scares people. And people think that technology is too hard. Anytime people hear the word IT, they're always scared. Or they even like shot themselves already in the foot, like by already bearing themselves low that, oh, I did not study computer science. I am not worthy. I'm already too late to even learn this skill, or I'm too old, you know. Other people are smarter than me. I don't even know where to begin. All these things are just self-sabotage, right? And we are humans. We all deal with these emotions. But honestly, a lot of us started exactly the same way. And nobody wakes up one day magically becoming a cloud architect, an IT specialist, or a security engineer. Okay. Most of us in IT today, we started from watching random YouTube videos late at night, Googling terms if you're too curious to know, excuse me, Googling terms to understand. Some people have actually tried, summon up the courage to take certificate training and certification courses and they failed. And some made some mistakes. People are getting overwhelmed. We started multiple times, and because they didn't pass, they get discouraged. They keep doubting themselves and slowly learning, one step at a time. Some people here can relate to feeling stuck even in a job and they don't even enjoy doing the job. They're struggling financially, trying to support family, or even wanting more for themselves. Uh, or I would say simply creating or wanting a career with real growth and opportunity. And honestly, that's one of the biggest reasons why Manabu Academy exists. Okay. Because we want people to understand the growth that we want them to understand that growth is possible and there's everything possible for you to do if you put your mind to it and you have the right guidance. Now, today is not about trying to impress you or to complicate any technical grammar. Our goal is to simply give you clarity, to make things simpler, to simplify things for you, to inspire you, to give you hope, and to help you understand that transitioning into tech, is actually achievable. You can do it. The technology industry is changing. AI is here and things are really moving fast. Industry is changing rapidly. So, um, today, almost every organization depend on are moving to the cloud. They depend on cloud computing. They depend on people that will be able to help them secure the cloud, which is cybersecurity. They depend on now a lot of companies are adopting AI, infrastructure, automation, and digital systems. And all these words, trust me, you're going to learn in the course. We have industries like banks, we have hospitals, we have schools, we have government institutions, we have airline, different type of businesses. Almost everything around us is now powered by technology. And because of that, opportunities are growing globally every single day. But here is something very important that I want everybody to learn today, to listen and understand. You do not need to know everything before you start. I repeat, you do not need to know everything before you start. You just need that will, the willingness to learn, the consistency, the discipline, the patience. A lot of us want instant gratification. It doesn't just, you have to build. It's called the compound effect. It's an atomic habit. It builds over time. With that, we are here for you to guide you, to give you, to equip you and give you the right tools to get to where you need to be. Okay, you need the right environment, the right people around you to support you to get there. And this is what we are trying to build through Manabu. At Manabu, we want to create more than just having students. We're not just creating a student. We're building, keyword, we are building a community. We're building an ecosystem, right? We're building a support system, a mentorship environment, an accountability group, right? And a real pathway from basic to pro, a real pathway for people trying to grow into technology and also have a future-proof career. That is our goal. That's why we created Manabu. We also have a WhatsApp community. So people can continue learning, you can ask questions, you can network, you can grow together and stay connected even after this webinar ends. And we're still going to have more webinars to come where you can even learn more than what you've actually picked here today. And trust me, this webinar is just the beginning. We will also be hosting like other webinars before our next cohort. So we've had about 2 cohorts prior to now. We launched last year in March. And we actually had the second webinar kicked off this year and going to be wrapping up soon. And this will be our third webinar, which will begin June 13th. So today, so if today sparks something in you, this is not the end of the journey, all right? This is just the beginning. Now, before I hand it over to our amazing coordinator and speakers for today, I want to encourage everyone here tonight, please engage, ask questions. Don't be too shy, okay? Participate in the chat, relax, enjoy the session. We're not going to make things hard for you. It's going to be very simple. We'll also be having giveaways. We're going to be having awards and discounts for people that engage and um are contributing to this conversation, and even random engagement activities throughout the webinar. Okay, and I trust Victor to handle that. So stay active, because honestly, your name might come up at any moment. So, but most importantly, believe in your ability to grow. Do not let fear stop you. Don't let fear hinder you before you even begin. Everything you want is at the back of fear. Everything. We are all humans. We want perfection for everything. We are scared to fail, but the faster you fail, the faster you learn. The faster you fail, the faster you succeed. And the only direction to success is through failing. Failure is an option. That's fine. It's okay to fail, but you will learn from it and you will not feel so hard because we have us here to guide you. Sometimes one decision, one mentor, one environment, one opportunity, or even one webinar can completely change somebody's life forever. That's why we're doing this. This industry changed my life personally. I've been able to grow. I've been able to become a better person. I struggled with even public speaking. Speaking here today is tech has actually influenced me to be able to speak, to preach the word because this fire is burning through me. I'm this kind of person that I struggle with talking. I talk so fast. But because, again, I learned tech and I really want to actually share this word to people, I had to learn how to speak calmly and slowly and from my heart. Okay. So we are scared of a lot of things in tech to be able to even sell ourselves. I truly believe this webinar will change your life too as well, just like it did for me. So thank you once again for joining us today. Um, and now I'll hand it over back to Victor, our moderator for today as we transition into the first session. So thank you guys. God bless. Enjoy.
Again, thank you very much, TA, for that amazing session. Who is active? Who is active? Who is active? If you're active, drop a chat that you're active. You have a gift from me personally. You have a gift. I'm not going to tell you what the gift is, but you have a gift from me personally. If you're active, who is active? Auntie is active. Oh, young guy, you're active. Okay, let's go. I'm going to give you a gift now. I'm going to give you a gift now. I should tell you what you want. Okay, so let me just tell you now. You have won 5 macho emojis from me because you're active. So take your gift. I'm giving you a gift, 5 macho emojis. So let's go. All right. So who's ready to go into the technical sessions? Who's ready to go into technical sessions? Right about now, we're going to be having our first speaker coming up. But before it comes up, we're going to have to lay some ground rules. So the very first thing is please, during the presentations, keep your mic muted. During the presentations, keep your mic muted. And then there's going to be a Q&A at the end of the sessions. So you can just paste your question in the chat and we'll get back to those questions during the Q&A session. So if you have a question, so that you don't forget, just paste it in the chat and we'll get back to those questions. And then the last one, Tia already spilled it. See, Tia is too nice. I see it's too nice. You already spilled it. We wanted to keep it secret. We wanted to keep it hush hush, first of all, because so there is a giveaway and an award session. But the team is going to be looking into the chat. We're going to be active. We're going to be checking out, who's going to qualify for that. So just keep your mics, keep your phones and your devices close to yourself. We're going to have those games coming up eventually. So let's kick it off with our first speaker. Um, our first speaker is no other than Seun Okeo. So I'm going to share his bio now. So please let me know when you see my screen. Please let me know when you can see my screen. So I think what I'm waiting for this now to be playing some really nice, elevator music. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, you can see my screen now. All right, amazing. So let's go. We have Okewo Oluwaseun Anthony, who is a senior cloud solutions architect with 9 years of experience in cloud infrastructure, Microsoft Azure, hybrid cloud solutions, and cloud migration. He is currently a senior solutions architect at Expert Edge, helping organizations build scalable and secure cloud environments. He is passionate about helping aspiring tech professionals simplify cloud concepts and build real-world job-ready skills. So if you're ready to future-proof yourself, future-proof your career, future-proof your finances, future-proof your life, this is, one day or day one. This could be your day one. So, Oluwaseun, okay, well, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you so much, Victor, for the introduction, right? I mean, um, it's really well, articulated. But then, good day, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, watching me from, right? I'll be the one to take you on the cloud engineering journey. And I'm sure you are good to be here today. And I'm very sure you want to learn one or two from this section, which I'm here to actually show you or to, give you one or two, right? I'll be sharing my screen real briefly. Let me know if you can see it. Okay. Let me know if you can see my screen. Oh, good, 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 good. Right. So this is a cloud engineering section, right? And it's just a basic introduction about cloud engineering, just to show you what it looks like in a real world scenario, what you stand to gain as a cloud engineer, and your career path as you move on, and also the money aspect, right? So I have a few agenda here to speak to you about, what is cloud engineering, why cloud engineering matters, the career opportunities, the fundamentals, right? There's some key services, then we look at the roadmap, we look at the real world examples, we look at the salary in 2026, right? And we look at some skills that helps you stand out, we look at some certifications, and also do some, knowledge check, and also the final advice, right? Please, if you can't hear me, just let me know, right? Just like a quick section. Yeah, what is cloud engineering? I don't know how many of you have heard about cloud engineering before. Probably this is your first time in listen to this section or learn about cloud engineering, right? But I always tell people, do not look at all this English on my screen right now because it can be so too much and so too much. It can give a lot of headache, right? Just see it as your regular pizza. I'm not sure if you are used to pizza or if you do like some, snacks out there. But if you are used to pizza, just see cloud engineering as your regular pizza, right? If you have your pizza, you know, for your pizza, you can either stay at home and then, try to like make your pizza by yourself. You can get all the required, you know, required ingredient, the leaf, the flour, everything you need to make a pizza, right? You can just do that conveniently at your own space, in your own space, right? At the same time, maybe someday you might be feeling too lazy, but like, okay, you probably want to go out to, order your pizza outside. Probably want to go to some vendors like Domino's. Which one again? Pizza Hut. There's one close to me here. We call it Mr. John. Well, it's very good though. So yeah. Um, so sometimes if you feel lazy, you can just go out there to, a working section, order your pizza, right, physically, and then get them back to your address, right? And sometimes you don't even want to go out at all. What do? You go online, you go on the website, and you order your pizza back home. And what else? You enjoy your pizza. So that is what Cloud Agent is all about, right? See it as a process of you building the pizza, right? Deploying the pizza, that's in place of making the pizza, right? Also, it's thing whereby you manage the pizza. So the management here comes in between the the, the pizza vendor and you as the consumer. So sometimes if you order a pizza online, right, and maybe after like 3 days you are no longer ordering the pizza, right? You noticed you get a text message from the vendor. Hi, we're having a discount. Can you come around? These are a way of them helping you or helping to manage the pizza business or the pizza itself, right? So that is what cloud engineering is all about, right? It's a platform or a space whereby they help to design, to build, and manage IT essentials. But this is not like a physical environment, right? This is just the difference. Now, why cloud engineering matters? You might be wondering why I'm using pizza because yeah, I think that's like an easier space to say, right? But let's look at why it matters, right? Imagine today, imagine a world whereby we all go to the office every day. Every time you go to the office physically every day, and somehow something happened, like an hazard. It could be fire, it could be robbery, it could be anything. What will happen? Which means everyone is going to lose their jobs, right? And this is why cloud engineering matters. A space where you can put your IT tools, IT essential safe, whereby you can still able to access them, manage them, and do things accordingly, right? And it's also a way of taking out expenses from a fiscal system, right? So, for example, if you go to your office space, right, or you as an engineer or you as a person, right? Probably want to start a tech business, right? You'll be looking at probably you know acquiring a building, you know, setting the cameras, all the kind of stuff, all the physical stuff. But cloud engineer does not require any physicality. Does not require any physical infrastructure. Does not require any physical what's it called? Any physical consumption at all. All you need to do is just write, subscribe, and do your thing. Right. This is why it matters. It takes out the whole expensive, cut down expenses, makes the work even more smarter. Right. Let's look at some career opportunities in cloud engineering. Uh, in cloud engineer, you can be a cloud engineer. That's a pizza guy, right? You can also be a solution architect or even more advanced, just like our CEO, right? Also, you can also move into DevOps, whereby you can automate things, do your thing, right? Also, you can also move to a segment called cloud security, whereby you want to secure how things are being done in the cloud space, right? So look at the site reliability engineer, whereby you can, able to scale performance of how you are doing your things, right? They look at the cloud consultant, advice. You want to advise people, you want to talk to people, you want to talk about strategies on how to make your pizza or how to make that pizza, right? So these are all good career opportunities in cloud engineering, and all of them are a very good, are in demand in today's world. Now, in cloud engineering, there are different cloud vendors, right? We have the Microsoft, we have the AWS, we have the Google, we have a lot of them out there. But I'm just going to be speaking on one of them, which is Azure. Some people call it Azure. So just in case you hear some people saying Azure, Azure, somewhere, just know they're talking about Azure. It's still the same thing, right? But we know what they're talking about, right? So Azure is the same definition of cloud engineer, right? As cloud engineering, right? It's your regular pizza. You want to stay at home and make your pizza. You want to walk out. You want to take a walk and go to the outlet and order right there physically, or you want to stay at home and then do your normal online shopping for your pizza and you get it delivered to you and you get to consume your pizza. So all these are part of cloud engineer and also part of Azure. They're still the same thing, right? So let me know if you are getting it confused or you want to ask a question. Put it in the comment section. I'm very sure Victor is going to be taking notes, right? Now let's look at some key services in Azure. We have the Entra ID, talking about the consumers, the users, those who order the pizza, those who consume the pizza, right? These are what we're talking about Entra ID. We're talking about the virtual machine. This talking about the way you make your pizza. So the pizza, the what's it called? The flour. We have to put in the what's it called? The round wooden stuff, put in the flour, make it very round shape kind of stuff. See it as a virtual machine, the one that house or host those things, the pizza, right? Then look at the storage. See it as probably if you go to the restaurant, the what's it called? The refrigerator, right, or the freezer where you can put in all your pizza. Because sometimes if you walk into some outlets like Domino's, they are probably walk into some stores like Morrison or probably Tesco, right? They may not have the pizza readily made. Probably they might have it in the store like the freezer, right? Whereby you can just have a purchase and go to the probably microwave, to defrost it, right? See it that way. Then the virtual network, see it as a communication. So in the cloud, all these services, they need to talk to each other, they need to communicate. So this is where virtual network comes in, right? Then the Azure App Services, apps like your regular Netflix, your regular Teams, your regular Facebook, all these services are easily available to you because they are being hosted somewhere. And this is the cloud space and it's called Azure, right? Then the monitoring, of course, obviously, you need to monitor what you're doing in the cloud. You need to monitor your user, you need to monitor how things are being done, you need to monitor how your business are coming in and coming out, right? Now, let's talk about someone with no experience. How can they start? And this is where I like to focus more on, right? If you look at my screen right now, if you're doing anything, you need to like stop for a minute and just focus on this particular slide. It's very, very important for you, right? How can you start with no experience? Number one, leverage on free learning. You have the Microsoft Learn, you have Google, you have the ChatGPT. You can quick type on anything. It's going to bring you a lot of things to remember, right? Second, we have the hands-on practice. You can easily create a free account on Azure, AWS, Google, any platform you choose to practice on, and create a free account. I think you get like a 30 days or so. You get a 30 days free services for you to practice what you are learning, right? The third one is engage the community. You know, if you're on LinkedIn, if you are on any community space, right, or probably skill or anything, you can always engage them. There are people who have been there for a while, a long time. You can always seek that advice, tell them what you're doing. I think I've asked few people message me on LinkedIn and say, "Oh, look, I'm trying to do this by myself, but I need you to guide me." See, things like that makes you grow, helps you grow, right? Then you learn from real world examples. So there's some real world examples. Practically, you can, if you Google it with real world examples, whereby you can just take tutorials like on the YouTube page to understand some practical terms when you're trying to develop yourself, right? The second one is seek entry level. There are a lot of people I know today, they do not want to start from the entry level. They just want to start from the top. That is not good. Please slow down. Tell yourself what? Slow down, right? So if you come from this entry level, it gives you the opportunity to learn and grow accordingly. You have to acquire the right skills, the right knowledge, and the right experience for you to become a cloud engineer, a solution architect, DevOps engineer, or whatever you want to be in cloud engineering, right? And the most importantly, why we are taking this webinar is to make sure we are able to train you, guide you, and make sure you are well equipped in the next 3 or 4 months to become a cloud engineer in the right space, which is the Manabu cohort training, which is going on right now. So if you're part of this webinar, if you're able to join this webinar by this time, I think I should give you a thumbs up. Like, let me clap for you. It's a thumbs up for you because um, count yourself lucky to be one of those that be partaking in this webinar, right? Because Manabu Code Training is going to take you through that journey of being a cloud engineer, be a cloud security engineer, be a solution architect, be a DevOps engineer, whatever you want to become, right? And guess what? This is not just someone just come on, I'm just gonna share my screen for you to speak English. No, it's gonna be like full hands-on. You're gonna have the full hands-on training. So you you will always be doing something at every point in time, and you have your tutors, which is me, readily available for you to able to guide you, teach you, and also if I have mistake, try to help you grow, right? So I come to you lucky. So let's look at some real world examples. Uh, don't get it twisted. All these things on my screen are I know they can be really, really advanced sometimes, but they can be simple at the same time. When I say simple, simple in the sense that if you are the first person to start it, website application hosting, virtual desktop, remote workers, all this stuff. If you are the person to start the project, it's very, very simple for you because you have the chance to make mistake, correct yourself, do things right. But if you are an engineer, probably there's an ongoing project and you need to come on board to help them, then it can be a bit technical. Do you get it? Right. So always know where to come in. So these are the real world examples for you as a cloud engineer to be very, very good. Now let's look at the salary. I want you to put in the comment section the reason why you want to become a cloud engineer. Anybody? Just tell me something. I can't really see that screen, Victor. If you want to help me, I just want someone to just tell me the reason why they want to become a cloud engineer, or the reason why they want to grow in this
Three
field.
people are saying money. Three people want to
Exactly.
become cloud engineers for money.
Yes, we all love money, right? Of course, we all love money. We all love to be that person that's getting all the figures everywhere. But one thing again about is value. right? If you've been following and been listening, I've been talking about the journey of how to become a cloud engineer and the steps you need to take, right? But then, if you follow all these steps, you have all these figures on my screen available to you. Just as an entry level, you have from 70K down to 95K. I think some companies can offer more than 95K as an entry level. So that not determine on your level of negotiating with the recruiter or the company, right? So these are not generated figures. These are real figures. These are things. These are real life figures. What you stand to gain, what stand to gain, right? And if you're not here because of money, I don't know why you're here. But then you need to what? Learn, grow, and what? Keep on practicing, right? Skills that help you stand out. Of course, as an engineer, you must be able to troubleshoot, understand error codes, understand what you're doing. If for example, if you are trying to make a pizza for someone and probably you added probably you added onions, for example, you added onions, and the person came back and said, oh, I think you made an error in the pizza. I was trying to get you to I didn't want onions, right? As an engineer, as a pizza maker, right, you should be able to identify that, oh, this person do not want onions. Instead, probably they want salt or some probably pepper or probably tomatoes in that pizza. Just make sure you identify what the issue is and communicate. Communication is key in cloud engineer, as a cloud engineer, sorry. It's key. You have to communicate effectively among team members, because as a cloud engineer, you're not working alone, remember. You're working with your project manager, sometimes you're working with the DevOps engineer, you're working with solution architect, sometimes you're working with different people, even the security guys, right? Be able to communicate effectively among your team, among your peers, right? Now, automation and scripting. Uh, in fact, this is like your, what's it called? Your major tool as a cloud engineer. Be able to automate, be able to script. And these are things it's down to see, it's down to gauge, it's down to acquire if you partake in the Manabu training, because we're going to take you through the automation, the scripting. It's not going to be just talk. It's going to be full-time practice, right? Then we'll have the security awareness. As a cloud engineer, you have to, before you click anything, before you make any pizza, be sure there's no insect in the pizza, right? Make sure there's no insects, mosquitoes in the pizza. Don't just put it out there. You have to do a recheck to say, okay, the pizza is good, it's good to go. Then you can put it out there. Then continuous learning. So we can just give you everything, but we're gonna try our best to give you almost everything you need, right? But as a person, you need to have continuous learning. If you listen to what CEO said earlier, he said he was able to develop himself through continuous learning, right? So have that mindset as a cloud engineer to be able to continue to learn. I have some certificates you can consider, but as a fresher, I would just tell you, just go for the Azure fundamentals, right? Because out there right now, in the world right now, apart from you being a cloud engineer, they're going to ask you for the business purpose, what certifications do you have, right? And sometimes if you go for an interview, don't be surprised. Do not be surprised. Even if you are very, very technically sound, they will still go for someone with uh, more certification, right? And it's very, very essential. So as a client, if you are learning and growing, make sure you are also getting certified. Start with the first one, which is the AZ900, the fundamental. Then you can have the AZ104, which is the Azure Administrator. Those two are what you need. Essential. Those two are what you need. But probably when you advance in the future, then you can probably want to move to 305 or want to move to the 900, which is the security part of the cloud engineer, right? Yeah, let's do a knowledge check. We've been talking about cloud engineering, talking about how to become a cloud engineer, we're talking about pizza, right? If you can't remember anything, at least you remember pizza, right? So let's do a knowledge check. Which among these options do you think is the good option for cloud engineering? Is it the first one, fixing of laptops? Is it the second one, designing graphics? Is it the third one, managing cloud-based systems? Is it the fourth one, writing only mobile apps? Victor, want to help in the comment section? Is it A, B, or C? Just give me the letter. C or
Yeah.
which of them do you think is the right one definition for cloud engineering?
We have a lot of C's in the chat and then one B.
Congrats. If you said
We
C,
have
I
two
think
B's
I
now.
would to B.
Yeah. Two people said B.
Right. If
But
you say
a lot more
B,
people said
you are
C. Yeah.
but if you say B, you are still not far from the answer, okay? You are still not far from the answer because you still need to design, right? You still need to design something in the cloud, right? So yeah, you're still not far from the answer. But the correct answer right here is the C because you are doing managing cloud-based system, which is also part of designing in itself, right? So if you choose A, B, or D, you are still not far from the answer. So yeah, so kudos everyone for that, right? So kudos. Um, uh, so this is my final advice and final take on this webinar, right? Number one, start small, stay consistent. Two, practice over theory. Because the more you practice, the more it sticks to you, right? We all know that, right? And the third one, build and showcase projects. If you are on LinkedIn, right, or any professional platform, be willing to showcase your projects on your profile. If you have a GitHub account or a GitHub space, right, as you are automating, building all those, cloud environments, right? Be able to showcase the link of the environment. You can just make it available for recruiters, available for anyone that's going to check for you because it's very essential for you. It helps. It really helps a lot. Right? If someone walk up to you and tell you what have you been doing in the cloud, right? You have something to show. You can talk about your project. You can show them like a blueprint of your project. You can send them the link from the GitHub. Say, look at what I've been doing during my training section in Manabu, right? Which we are going to be doing to you. So you can show them the link of what you've been doing in Manabu in the training section, how you've been automating, how you've been building, how you've been deploying, how you've been managing the cloud platforms, the real time project you've been doing during the training. All these kind of things will help you to become a good certified cloud engineer in any interview, right? Or any place that you're talking about cloud engineering. And the fourth one, achievable cloud engineering. You know, make sure everything is what at your fingertips. Don't be too lazy. Don't be too, relent. Just make sure you are what able to achieve a lot of things in cloud engineering, and what the sky is just a starting point for you, right? Yep. That comes to the end of the webinar as a cloud engineering section. So thank you. Thanks so much. If you have any question, I'll be waiting for you to answer it. Yeah. Cheers.
Brilliant session, Cheryl. Brilliant session. If you enjoyed that session, please put the cloud emoji in the chat. The cloud emoji, drop it in the chat, drop it in the chat right now, drop it in the chat. Very brilliant session, Cheryl. Thank you very much. I learned so much. I learned so much, honestly. And I feel like one of the things I learned, I can beat my chest and say that Cheryl loves pizza. At least, at the very least, I can beat my chest and say that Cheryl loves pizza. All right, put a cloud emoji in the chat. Okay, I'm seeing the cloud emoji. Lovetta, this is a thought. You're thinking, well, okay, okay, it passes, no problem. Cloud emoji, no problem, no problem, no problem. All right, so we have come to the point. Oh, wow, this is a very beautiful cumulus cloud, younger. Thank you so much for that. So, we have come to the first giveaway, the very first giveaway, the very first giveaway. So, there is this sky blue gemstone that I'm thinking about. Well, I think I've forgotten the name. So who can remind me? Who can remind me what's the name of this? There's a sky blue gemstone in my mind. Who knows what I'm thinking about? Who can remind me the name of this gemstone? What's the name? Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. Lapis lazuli. Thank you very much, Oluwatodimo. But nothing for you. I did not say that that's going to be what the giveaway is. So nothing for you, sorry. You're gonna have to try harder next time. Gonna try harder next time. But yeah, so we're going to what the giveaway is right now. We're going to go to what the giveaway is. So let me know when you can see my screen. Let me know when you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Ah, I feel so corporate when I'm saying, can you see my screen? Who else feels like that? Can you see my screen? How come my that was not the gemstone. That was not the gemstone. It's lapis lazuli. Oluwatomi got it correctly. All right, you can see my screen. Amazing. So, the first person to join this community actually wins something. This is the giveaway. This is the giveaway. The first person to join this WhatsApp community. So if you're with your devices, scan your screen right now, scan the QR code on your screen right now, and join. Let's see who's the first person. Who's the first person? Who's the first person? Who's the first person? Who's the first person? Team, do we have a winner? Let me know when we can have a winner. Let me know when we do get a win. So we're going to be texting you, since it's a WhatsApp community, we're going to be texting you directly, like to tell you what you want. It's going to be a secret. It's going to be a secret, but amazing prices. Doesn't that we have vouchers, we have cash prizes, we have consultations, we have reviews, we have a lot of amazing stuff for you to win. So, what you're going to let you know. We're going to let you know in your DMs what you want. But team, please let me know when we do have a winner for this giveaway. So while we're waiting for that, I'm going to go back to working on my music career. Do you guys think I need to create some nice elevator music? Can you tell me where is the best place, like the best elevator music you heard? Where were you when you heard that sound? For me, I think it was in a bank. Yeah, I think it was in a bank. It was a very nice song, like it was catchy. I was almost dancing, in the elevator. Do we have a winner? Do we have a winner? Let's know. Let's know. Do we have a winner? Cooking House Ibadan. Oh, they have really nice elevator music there. Wow. Well, I think I need to go and check it out. And to just go and visit. I need to go and visit. If you join the WhatsApp community, please just give a thumbs up, put a fire emoji or your favorite emoji in the chat. Let me know that there's somebody now. There's somebody there. Okay, Mohammed has joined. Bobby Parks has joined. Okay, amazing, amazing. So who's the first person? Team, let me know. Who's the first person? Matthew has joined. Chris has joined. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. So I can take down the link now so that we can get the first person. Whatever. Let's have more people join. Let's have more people join. All right. Okay. So we have more people joining now. I think we have a winner at this point. So I'll stop sharing. Stop sharing now. Stop sharing now. Still working on my music career. But yeah, we're about to go into the next technical session. The next technical session is going to be talking about, cloud security, you know, building the cloud is amazing, but you need to protect it from threats. And there has been a lot of threats. When people talk about AI, oh, AI is coming for jobs, AI is coming for jobs, this is one sector where both even the AI is confused. The AI is confused, the professionals are confused, everybody's confused, like what's actually really going on here? Because the space is actually moving so fast. So our next speaker is going to provide you a lot of clarity on what cloud security is, where the industry is headed, all the good stuff that you need. So we're going to be calling up our second speaker shortly. I need to share my screen. I need to read his bio, because this is an amazing professional, very experienced professional. So our next speaker is none other than Tenalo Ramene. Now, Tenalo is a cloud architect, senior cloud architect at that, and a cloud security professional with experience designing, implementing, and securing enterprise cloud environments across Microsoft Azure. He specializes in cloud infrastructure, cloud security, governance, identity management, and enterprise architecture. Now, through Manabu Academy, he is passionate about mentoring aspiring cloud and cybersecurity professionals by simplifying complex cloud concepts into practical real-world knowledge. I'm telling you, you are in safe hands. You are in very, very safe hands. Tanalo Tuamene, you have the floor. Please tell us what cloud security is all about.
Yeah, thank you so much, Victor. Please
Yeah,
let me know if you can hear me clearly,
we can
Crystal.
hear you. Yeah, we
Oh,
can hear you.
oh, thank you. All right. Good afternoon, good morning, or I think it's afternoon everywhere and evening in some parts. So good afternoon and good evening from wherever you're listening from, wherever you're streaming from, right? So I'm going to take you through this process, just like Shehu, took you through cloud engineering. And at the end of this session, right, we'll be able to say W's in the chats because we actually understand everything going on, right? So if you're vibed up enough, let's get some W's. All right, so let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm gonna share my screen in a bit. So let me know when you see my screen. Please let me know if my screen is up. My screen up?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Is it clear now?
Yeah, we can see your screen, yeah.
All right. Okay, so I'll be taking you through the cloud security, right? So like it's highlighted here, it's your gateway to the future. And once again, my name is Chaumen Etenado. So now Sheo explained the basis of cloud engineering, how you can understand cloud engineering, the foundation, right? Please, at any point, if you feel like I'm breaking, if you feel like you can't hear me properly, and you feel like you know, it's going too technical. I mean, the questions are there, but I'll try my best possible, right, to make everyone understand clearly as much as they can, right? So we'll cover what is cloud security, and we're going to cover why security matters, and also the real world threats, the career opportunities, and the beginner roadmap. And I'm also sure that we also want to know how much we're going to earn as a cloud security engineer. Trust me, there's money in it. Now, the important thing about this thing is that everyone has a motivation. So the motivation can be something else, but our motivation, I believe that 99.9% of all of us here have a motivation of money. So money is the motivation why we came here to this career. I will not lie to you. I like to be honest. But then let's say we have passion for it. I have passion for it. But then it will not be productive if your passion does not drive in income. It won't make sense, right? So let's keep it balanced. Let's balance it and tell the truth. So so what's 100%? Well, we're there. So 100% of us money. So what is cloud security, right? So like Shehu mentioned pizza. He used pizza as an example. So that means if you're a cloud security engineer, you make pizza, right? So now if you're a cloud security engineer, it's different. I'm not using pizza, don't worry. We're not doing pizza here. Probably I'll be using a different thing, right? So let's say that in this case, you're seeing what cloud security is because now for the infrastructure part of things, right, is like now let's put in real life scenario. Now everyone wants to, if you go into any place, any bank, any mall, any other place, right? You see people try to detect. People want to know who you are first. They want to know why you're here. They want to know, satisfy you. And those people you see are one of the most important, people when you come into an environment. They want to know that this person, we can trust him to handle our data. Now, company does not want to hire people who will just leave their data everywhere. They want to know that you have a key sense of protection. And every one of us currently, we have a vibe for protection. We want to protect things. We want to protect the things we do day to day. So that means that naturally you have a protective sense in you. So that means you're fit to be a cloud security engineer. So I believe that gives you like the first motivation that yes, because I can protect things that I value, I can be a cloud security engineer. And yeah, you're correct. So let's go. So we have what we call the IaaS security. It's don't look at the name is that's much bigger. It's called infrastructure as a service, right? Now, infrastructure is the buildings you see, the buildings you see, where you walk into your home, your place, everywhere. Infrastructure. Let's take that as an infrastructure. So inside of the infrastructure, there are different things there, right? But now the infrastructure let's take a security guy at the gates. He is the one protecting the infrastructure. Before you walk into a gate, into a bank, there are security people around you. So they are the first line of protection, right? So that's infrastructure. They're protecting the building. So that's the same thing like you're protecting in the cloud, we call them virtual machines, we call storage, AWS, Azure. These are like the platforms for infrastructure. These are the different bodies. So these people, let's take it as a bank, all right? A building is the bank. And before you walk into it, there are security people everywhere. They want to protect. So let's look at PaaS, applications, platforms, databases, middleware. Now, what you're looking at that is like, let's take them to be when you go into the bank, you pass the first security, which is the security people at the bank, and then you go into a bank, you want to withdraw money. There are people on the PCs, on their computers, they're typing, they want to know, they're asking you for your account number, asking your account details. How do we know, give you that money? Now let's take them to be applications because you're meeting them to process things for you. So that's applications, right? Now there is security in the system. So you don't send money to the wrong people, fraud, everything happening, right? You want to protect their data. So the computer there should be the applications. Let's take that with PaaS. So let's call that a PaaS. It's already developed and programmed to send money to you, but we need to protect what kind of security will be inside of that. They will move over to SaaS. Now, the SaaS system is everything, the access you have, everything. Like, let's take it to be your application on your app, your bank app, right? So your bank app could be your SaaS. But if I want to give you a very, very good example, because everyone here watch movies. We like movies. Me, I don't like movies. I like music. I'm the same line with Victor. I like to do music. So, so I don't watch movies a lot. I like music. So, SaaS is Netflix. Now, when you open Netflix, if Netflix did not protect their movies a lot of times, right? Everything can go wrong. So for Netflix, there is a security embedded in Netflix that they are there. Once you do, you just log in. The only thing you do is, so let me give you the security. A very basic one. You have Netflix on your app, on your phones, and you want to log in Netflix. You know that you have to use your password, right? You have to use your username. That is your identity. That means you already have a first line of security to do. So in this case, let me relate it to the cloud. Now, cloud security is a set of policies, technologies, controls, and service that protect the cloud-based systems, that protect the pizza that was made by Shehu. So, so cloud security is what protects that pizza not to be stolen or net not protect the pizza so that nobody comes in and puts a different, ingredients after it has already been made or cuts a slice of pizza when you're not there. So this is just like a bit of it. So this is what it really is, right? So let's go into the deeper part of it. Now, what is your responsibility as a cloud security engineer? I saw in the chat when someone asked, is it different from cybersecurity? Actually, there are different ways in cloud platforms, but now if you're thinking about cloud security, you're also thinking about cybersecurity because it's a broad line. Cybersecurity, cloud security, it's on the lane of security, right? But then you have a responsibility, just like you have a responsibility in real life, right? So here, your responsibility here comes in different ways. Data classification and encryption. I'm going to explain. Do not be afraid of everything lying here. I'm going to give you breakdown example. Now, I'm a sucker for giving good examples, right? So that you can understand the real life scenario behind it. So I'm not going to be fast. I'm just going to take my time so you can understand better. So data classification and encryption. What does that mean? For an example, when you're sending email. Now, if you're sending email, you work in an organization, you work in the bank, or you work individually, and you're sending an email, and you decide to send an email, and someone is already, when you send the email, all right, you're sending email of the money you've made for that year, and you're stating out the figures, you're stating out everything, budget, the business, maybe you're a vendor, or your Instagram, everything, you have a business, you sell, you have everything, and you're sending the email to probably your partner and say, this is how much I've made for that year, and this is the business, how it went, and you send everything like that. What if, someone comes in between the email, there's a bridge in between email, and they get to know how much you made. You become a target, actually, right? You become a target. So at that moment, there's what we call data classification and encryption. This security teaches you how to secure those kinds of data, so that when you're sending them out, right, you don't have people bridging in to know what this is. It's called an encryption for a purpose because you're encrypting it. Back in the days, everyone, now to tell you the truth, like security didn't start today. It started from back in the days, like from the days of like Egypt, where they were building all those deep communities and structures, and they were sending birds to deliver messages, right? And then they were sending some letters where you have to burn it first to unveil. Now, those were like some traditional level of encryptions. And they were sending messages during the times of war where only few persons can read. And then there's what we call the sumo code, where you knock things, you make sounds, and it reads a letter. I think that's the name. Then that shows that there are people that take encryption from back in the day seriously. So how come now there are different models, right? So this is like a way to keep your message safe, whatever data you're passing in, safe. Now we have what we call identity and access management. I know you don't like bodyguards. Some of you don't like security guards because they're rude, right? Now, the importance of bodyguards and security guards when you go to an environment, they'll ask you, they need to know, who are you? So when you identify yourself and say, okay, I am this person, right? That means you now gain access to it. And once you gain access, you go to the next step. They ask you, what do you want to do now that you have access? Where are you going to? That means if you're able to bypass that level, that means you now have authorization. So you now have access, you've authenticated yourself, and then you've authorized and you've given authorization to do what you want to do. That is it. So you as a cloud security person, you are the one probing people. I want to know you. I want you to identify yourself before you come into this environment, this cloud environment, and I want I want to know what you're doing, right? So I want to believe you can still hear me.
We can hear you.
Okay, good. So we have what we call application level security. An application, just like I explained, the bank, those are the applications. And then we have the network and firewall, the connections. How do things talk? The way things talk in the cloud, the way things communicate in the cloud. Those are you're responsible for, making sure that there is a secure level of communication, right? And OS and compliance, governance. You're responsible for how things are handled. You're responsible for everything. So let's say for the pizza, for an example, when they're baking the pizza, how they're doing the pizza, you're responsible for how the environment where the pizza will be made is going to be safe. The safety of the bakery, you're responsible for the dough. So in this case, in where I'm coming from, we have a body we call NAVDAC, where they look for food things. So let's say if cloud security was to be food, NAVDAC is going to, and you have FDA and the rest of them, right? Food bodies. They come to like process and look at if this food is made properly. That is, compliance and governance, right? A good example. Now, that is what you're responsible for. So let's talk about provider. The physical data for the cloud, Microsoft provides the data. Microsoft provides the environment that you're governing. They provide the network. They provide the virtual machines. They provide a platform. And your own is to make sure that when you use that platform, it's secured enough to be used, right? So now let's go. Why cloud security matters, right? Now, this is the financial and operational impacts. From studies, it shows that about $4.4 million average cost of cloud breach globally. This is from IBM as of 2025. So that means IBM experienced this are how much, right? The cost of breach. 4.4 million, that's a low amount. Now, this is where organizations will hire you to protect their data because they know that they don't want to lose this amount of money. What if they don't have this amount of money to play with to lose? What happens? That means the company will fall and fold. So they'll hire you if you know these things because they want you to protect this amount of money that is currently being lost, right? Now, the average time to detect and contain the breach is 204 days, averagely. Now, $9+ million breach cost in the United States alone. That is the amount of cost that lost for breach of data is 9 million plus. Right? Now we have 64% of enterprise had a cloud security incident last year. 64% of businesses, organizations, they had a cloud security incident. Now you see how important that this is because you can build an infrastructure, but if that infrastructure is not secured, it's of no use because anyone can hijack infrastructure from you and you lose money, you lose everything. Now you are a critical, important part of the organization because you're the one keeping everything intact. So they don't want to lose money. They've already spent money building. Why would you not spend another money, right? Losing everything you've built. Now let's look at what we call beyond the dollar signs. We have what we call regulatory compliance, right? These are the people, like I mentioned, the FDA, the NAFDAC, all of them, right? Food body or any kind of bodies that govern a part, right? They are the ones coming to say, okay, I want to look at if this thing is done well, because they bring the legal exposure, the structure in the organization. We have customer trust. It is hard to trust. You do not trust people, you do not trust security, but then if you want to do security, we need to want people to trust you, correct? So in this part of the world now, in this case, on the one breach erodes year of trust, like 65% of consumers lose confidence after a data incident. Now, if a data incident is lost, that means now, for example, you go to buy pizza that has been made by Shehu, and when you taste the first pizza, you bought the first one, it was good. Then you bought the second pizza, it tasted sour, it tasted somehow, it tasted like something was bad, something was missing. And you bought the third pizza, still from Shehu, not from any other place. And you tasted that pizza again. And then the pizza now, it's completely lost the value, the first taste as you bought it. What do you think will happen? You will feel like, oh, I don't think I want to go to that place again to buy pizza. Correct? Right. You feel like I don't want to go there again to buy pizza because it spoils my love of pizza. Now that is what happens when a cloud is being built and security does not is there is no proper security in place to handle these things. That means you're going to lose trust in that vendor, you're going to lose trust in that organization. Now we have what we call the operational continuity, where ransomware outages can halt operations. Now let's talk about the normal one, where you have your computer. You have your computer and you download the data internet. You just want to watch a movie. I want to listen to a music, and then you download it. Before you know what happens, I believe that we have the days of antivirus where you put in different antivirus and different things and then you bring in, let's say, example, you have your company files in your computer, and you're an accountant. You're just an accountant, a financial person, or you're a business owner. On your laptop, you have everything, and then you feel like I want to watch a short clip from YouTube, or I want to like download something and watch. On your innocent mind, you just want to like spare some time, you know, wind down time, and then you download this thing, and then you start watching, and while you downloaded it, really after downloading, like minutes after downloading, your screen goes blank, right? And then the next message you see is if your company files, your organization, your business data have been encrypted, you cannot have access to them. For you to have access to this, you need to pay like $100,000 before we can release it. What will you do at that point? Nothing can be done. What if you do not have $100,000? That means your business, your financial, your company data have now been lost completely and totally. So nothing can be done, correct? Now, if it's a company, a financial person, an accountant, that means you will face company rules, everything. You probably might even be fired because you've lost everything, right? So in this case, it's your core responsibility to take security as your first line. So when you're downloading anything, your mind is there like, okay, as a security person, you're thinking, do I go ahead to download? What are the things I need to put in place before I download it? So security shapes you, basically. So cloud security is not just a career path, it's a thing that you have to bring into real life. Because in real life, it teaches you self-awareness. So in real life, you need to be self-aware of the things you're doing. So let's look at competitive advantage. There is a strong security posture with enterprise. Everyone wants to go to where their data. So even if you're putting money in savings, you're going to buy shares. You want to like find out the best one where I can get value for my money. So that is what people are moving towards. They're looking towards an environment that is safe, an environment that's, I can put something and trust. That is why you put your money in the bank, because you can trust them to safeguard your money. So what are we saying? The people responsible for making the bank safe or keeping your money intact, it's not just the one that give you the ones at the teller. There are people behind the safety and security of your money in the bank, right? So the reward bridges, we have I put together like a reward bridges, the yield, the supply. You can see that OpenClaw AI agent even had a good exposure. Banking supply chain, two major US banks were breached. Now, if you were there, you become a cloud security engineer, you know how much you'll be paid just to make sure that you're continuing to save this kind of data to keep all these things from happening, right? So here talks about threat landscape. We're looking at the root cause of breaches. One of the key things that happens is human error, right? So we're not perfect all the time, nah, at all. But let me advise you, let me give you one advice. If you want to really take your cloud security journey serious, right, you need to start setting better passwords for yourself. Don't go and set your date of birth as password. You need to start thinking security. You need to start setting passwords that even yourself, if they wake you up from sleep to guess your password, you will think about it in a way before you can start guessing it and typing it. You need to start doing better with your passwords. All those passwords you set and put, date of birth and put in the last place you went to, or this, nah, you need to do better, right? So because that is the human error that can cause a lot of damage to your organization. So human error is one of 82% of cloud, breaches. So 23% misconfigured services, just like you said, when you're making pizza, before you know, you now put a different ingredient that you're meant to put, and you're putting that ingredient, and pizza does not taste nice again. Now you're thinking, why are people not patronizing me? That's your fault, actually. You misconfigured something in your pizza. Your pizza do not taste nice because you put a different ingredient. Now, we have 154% incident increase every year to year, incidents are increasing. So if you were there, you basically will manage the situation better, correct? So top attack vendors, we have the identity and access exploitation, because this identity and access, like I mentioned, is when you're coming to a bank and the security is there, they want to ask you who you are, what you're looking for, or you're going to a club or anything to chill. The first line of security, they ask you questions. Now, let's take for example, what if the person that's meant to identify and ask you questions has gone on a smoke break? So that means the person has gone to eat lunch, and then anyone can pass in without even locking. He went on a break, and anyone can pass in and just go into that place wherever they want to. Or let's say you own a shop and someone comes in to buy something and you've stepped out to buy water and the person has bad intentions and start collecting the things without even dropping the money for you. That means there is no identity and access. So that is one of the first line of break exploitation, right? Identity and access. So supply chain compromise, right? These are like third party vendor attacks where you buy things from top without even verifying them, right? Ransomware, like I explained, something pops up in your data and the next thing is, right, they're looking for you to pay money just so you can access what you've already built here. So let's say you spent like years, 5 years building a business, and you have all the data somewhere. And because of one download you did, one particular thing, one open space, someone attacks your business and say, okay, you cannot access anything in this business again, this data, until you pay a certain amount. That's what we call ransomware. They need ransom for, that's like data kidnapping. They're kidnapping your data for ransom. So they need you to pay that money before they can release your data. And some of the times they don't, whether you pay the money, they don't send your data, they don't leave it. Right? API vulnerabilities in misconfigured pizzas. This is how attacks happen and things are lost. Right? So all of these, you can see here, we have what we call the multi-cloud, different cloud, AI, down to what we call the zero trust architecture. Zero trust is, like you said, you don't trust anybody. Zero trust is basically, I do not trust you until I can verify who you are. Now, that is how to think about security. That is how cloud security works. And that is why we're preaching. You need to be in this system so that you can say that, okay, I do not trust you because it will aid your business. It will aid anything you do in life. So I do not trust you until I can verify who you are before I can do business with you. So that is it. So now let's look at career opportunities. This is the sweet part to be looking for, the money part. And our knowledge is very sweet. It's very interesting. It's a motivation. So salary range in the USA or any job, basic entry earns about $133,000. That's a large amount of money, man. And then you have the middle entry 152K. If you're a senior earner, you can be earning 213K annually and 63K, right? So depending on where you find yourself, right? So senior roles at the top firms they even exceed 300K plus total compensations. I mean, it's mouth-watering. And this sources were gotten from Glassdoor, ZipRecruiter, PayScale because they have the actual, average of employment data. So career paths. So if you want to be a cloud security engineer, these are the paths you can look at. We're looking at cloud security engineer, basic, which is like 130K to 200K. We have the DevSecOps engineer, which gives you like 120K to 180K annual. That's the mid-level. And then we have the compliance analyst. You can be any 90K to 150. So these are different things if you're talking about cloud security. Then we have cloud security architect, which can be earning from 160K to 250K. Then we have the cloud penetration tester, which can give you, right, in this case, penetration tester, pen testing, I believe we know about it, where you test cloud environments for vulnerabilities. And also we have the CISO, which is the lead organizational-wide security strategy, which you're earning 200K to 400K plus. So these are like very factual career based and their amounts that they earn annually, right? So I'm going to tell you about the foundations. How do you go through them? Let's look at foundations. You can decide to start with content security. Now we're looking at Azure. So we go for Azure fundamentals, right? Just to know foundations of cloud. You can then upgrade to cloud, and then you can go to intermediate where you're having the Azure security engineer, the CompTIA, and the cloud security. And then if you're too like, okay, I have gained some money, I'm now working now, I want to go advanced, then you can go to CSSP, the cloud security professional, the AWS or Azure, the CISSP, and CISM. CISA. So these, now let's look at here. I'm going to tell you the practical thing. Now, this is where we have Manabu. Manabu is designed to take you through these phases. Now, Manabu, we didn't learn the fundamentals. We can learn the fundamentals within 1 to 2 months, right? You can learn the cloud security, storage security concept within 4 to 6 months and build practice. So let's say from 4 to 6 months or 8 to 10 months, you're already working because now you have environments, home labs where you can then design. And then from 3 to 4 months, you understand cloud platforms, you get your first start. If you decide, if you're saying, okay, I want to dedicate myself from month 1 to month 6, you've already started earning your certifications, right? You have your first certification. And then from month 10, you decide, it can be less, you decide to start applying and you start becoming either a SOC analyst, a junior cloud security, any role. And you can see here, none of this is exactly also a complete year if you're determined enough to do it. So Manabu is here to give you a beginner roadmap and you can do. So one of the key takeaways I'll give you today is that cloud security protects your data, identity configurations. It's not just infrastructure, it's here to secure, right? Now, most breaches are preventable. The market grows at 18% annually. So you can see the market growth. You do not need a degree. It's not compulsory. Don't worry. You did not study computer science. You don't study any of those IT courses. Don't worry. It's fine. You're good, right? It's beginner level and beginner friendly. You can start today, pick a platform like Manabu, begin learning where we will teach you. Now, to give you a plus, I will be one of your coaches to teach you. So I will make sure that you get all the juice that you want to get from this and begin learning. So thank you so much for your time. I believe that you've learned about cloud security. Now I'm going to leave you one last word, right? The best time to start your cloud security journey was yesterday. And the second best time is actually now. So pack your bags and let's get this money started. So there'll be using the charts if you enjoyed this session. All right, guys, thank you so much for your time. I'll be handing over back to Victor. Please take on.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Shwa, 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 shwa. Thank you for visiting that. I mean, like, you really did justice to that topic. I learned a lot. I learned about ransomware. Like, that happened to me before. Or the person was whining me, but he said he had something of mine and I should send money to a particular BTC address for him to release it. And I told him that, please, anything you have, release it, please. I'm like, I didn't send anything. Apparently, it was just, I think that was just a scam or something. So, yeah, that is ransomware. I'm just letting that today that is called ransomware, where they hold your data for ransom. Incredible insights, incredible insights. Security is non-negotiable. Security is non-negotiable. Now I'm going to be bringing back, yes, to the movie, yeah, exactly. So I'm going to be bringing back the speakers, and we're going to be asking some questions. Some questions. I mean, a lot of people asked some questions during the meeting. Some people got the answers like immediately from our CEO, from our boss. So I'm going to be asking some very interesting questions to our speakers now. And I just want to put a caveat there. So this is how you're going to know that we're working with professionals, we're working with serious professionals. I did not inform them beforehand of these questions, so they don't know these questions. They've never seen this question before. Some of them are from you guys. Some of the questions here are from you guys. So the very first question I'll be asking is, are certifications a scam? Are certifications a scam? What I mean by that is, if you were the hiring manager in a company, would you hire somebody who has all the credentials in the world, zero GitHub activity, or somebody who has, a messy GitHub? That person has done the work, has gotten their hands dirty, has done one or two things here and there, So let's go with Sheon. Let's go with Sheon. Sheon, what do you think? Are certifications a scam? Sheon, are you with us? All right, very quickly, I'm going to shield the question to our CEO. I'm sure I was not expecting that. CEO, please, can you answer that question? As education is scam, what do you think?
All right, guys. Can you hear me? Mic check.
Yeah, we can hear you. Amazing.
All right. Certification is not a scam. It is not a scam at all, because certification it doesn't only open your eyes to the what, to the how, to the who. It doesn't only open your eyes to that. From my experience taking certifications, and also the rigorous test that comes with it, and also hands-on. One thing about me, I learned by doing, and with certification, training, and also even being certified comes marketability, because I can now defend what I've actually hands-on done on the certification. Certification is geared towards marketability. Now, I've heard where people just do certifications and pick dumps and just get it done to pass. But once you get on the job, right, what happens? But certifications makes you marketable, extremely marketable. It's not a scam. It helps back up what you've known. People can use certification to package their resume, but certification it puts you ahead of any other person that even has millions of experience. However, I know that most companies look for people that know how to do the stuff and get it done, but certifications will give you that edge on your resume on paper, and also, at least in terms of positioning, that's the keyword I'm looking for. It positions you as well, then backed up with learning by doing. And that's what we do here at Manabu, to train you, not just give you that hands-on experience, but also make you more marketable when you're presenting yourself to any clients. So that's my answer.
Amazing, amazing. So you heard it from the boss himself. You are getting the best of both worlds. You're getting certified, and you're also getting your hands dirty. What more could he ask for? Okay, so the next question goes to Oluwaseun. I think he's back. Is multi-cloud architecture a smart business move? So what's a multi-cloud architecture? That is simply when you're having, we talked about Azure today. So you have Azure, you have GCP, you have AWS. Some companies decide to use all of them at once. So what do you think? Okay, well, is multi-cloud architecture, is it a smart business move? Does it make sense to do that?
Right. Is it as an engineer or for business wise?
Both
You
of
know, so
them. Both of them.
well, multi-cloud is very essential because of your business-wise is essential because of different customers with different tastes, right? And but as an engineer, it's very good for you to know one platform very well. So if you want to start with Azure, start with Azure. I'm very, very good with it. And you can then, have like a basic skill in AWS and maybe Google platform because of sometimes if you have engagement with some recruiters or some companies, they ask you where is your strong hands-on. So you can tell them, oh, I have strong hands-on in Azure, which is a very smart move for you as an engineer. So you can defend Azure very well, right? So if you can defend Azure very well, they will take you in because they feel like, oh, you have basic knowledge on other platforms, which means they can still watch you grow on other platforms. But the main one, Azure, you are very, very comfortable in it, right? If that answers your question.
Okay. Thank you very
Just to
much.
add
Thank
to
you very much.
that,
Yeah, no problem.
sorry, Victor, just to add to that,
Yeah, no problem.
um, when done intentionally, multi-cloud architecture can be a very smart business strategy because it helps organizations, avoid maybe any type of vendor lock-in. It improves resiliency, increases flexibility as well, and optimize cost. It also helps to meet compliance or regional regulations. For example, a company may use Azure for Microsoft integration. They can use AWS for scalability and GCP, which is Google Cloud Platform, for AI or data analytics, because Google is big on AI, right? Or data. So it increases complexity, and also helps govern the challenges that comes with it. You can also use it for security management and operational overhead. So multi-cloud is very powerful. It is not a scam. It's great, but it requires like making sure that we're using like a strong architectural approach or mindset, and learning those multiple environments gives you an edge. Imagine you're trying to apply for a job, you know, you're actually very good with Azure, and that's what we train here at Manabu. We focus on Azure here. However, that we can take that knowledge because the cloud is kind of the same mindset, right? It's just different naming convention. Google was born in the cloud. In fact, the first cloud ever was Google. Everybody knew about google.com before Microsoft and AWS now start, moving to the cloud, right? It was born in the cloud. So if you learn at least one cloud, to get the other part of the cloud would not be hard. You just need to know the naming convention. It's still the same concept and model. Okay. So you having to actually from an engineer standpoint, learning that is great. It gives you flexibility and more positioning, and it gives you more broader horizon to actually dive into different cloud environment. And as a company, it's a great strategy, for flexibility, and also it increases, like, it helps optimize cost as well. And kind of help companies become better and even mature operationally to manage their resources properly. So that'll be my response.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, CEO. This is actually very important conversation because I mean we heard the other day that a GCP data center was struck by a missile and so many services were down. I mean, if some of those businesses were using this multi-cloud architecture, it's possible they would have been up that day. So yeah, very important conversation. The last question goes to Tenalo. So you have two questions all to yourself, as you don't like pizza. So I'm giving you two questions. So the first one is, if a company suffers a data leak, there has already been some security problem, company suffers a data leak, who should take the blame? This is a compliance versus convenience question. So, sometimes some companies are pushing, oh, you must submit this updates by Friday, you must submit this update by Tuesday, and the engineers are, working to make sure, and they can relax on some security measures. So, if a company suffers a data breach, a data loss, there's some security issue, who takes the blame? Is it the engineer that has not slept in 5 days? Or is it the leadership of the company, that asks for the updates by Friday? You understand? So who is taking the blame for this? Then the second
Yeah.
question is
Okay.
your second question, two questions. Your second question is, why do these security issues keep on coming up? I mean, we have big companies hiring very, serious certified professionals to handle their security, but we still have security issues till today. Yeah, I mean, there were hacks going on. I think somebody asked that question and referenced something that happened last month. And there are still hacks, like, going on. So why do we still have all these things popping up? I mean, we had the Claude stuff the other day. We had the other one with NPM, yeah, JavaScript. There was a bug in the whole of NPM libraries. So why are these things still popping up here and there? So those are your two questions. Enjoy.
Uh, I mean, these are very key questions, right? And they are very, very strategic. Now, the first question is, who takes the blame?
Mhm.
I think you're the security person, you're the first line of action. So the blame, first of all, comes to you. But then, I think who takes the blame is the team. Now, remember, when you're
Mhm.
working, you have to be a team player. You don't work alone, you work with a team. So the team comes in and takes the first blame. So the blame comes to you and the team. Now, the difference is what exactly are you specifically working on? Now, the good thing about cloud security is that you're not handling, as a cloud security engineer, you're just one person on one thing. There can be different things of security. You can be the analyst, you can be in charge of different applications, CM, right? And one can be in charge of, other kind of things like identity protection, right? But let me tell you the thing is, breaking down, the security team is the one to take the first blame of action, like what happened, what was done
Mhm.
differently. So the engineers are responsible for protecting the data, right? The other ones, before the lead, the ones that are pushing you, we want deadline to be secured by Friday. Now, I'll tell you, security is a very critical thing. You need to think, you need time to strategize on how can we safeguard this data.
Mhm.
Now, the key answer is yes, the security team will take the first blame. Now, the other question is, why are there always hacks? I'm going to ask a question in that side. You know, banks are protected with money every time, but why are there always robberies, right? They're still robbing the bank regardless. People are still stealing. So it tells you that no matter how things are being secured, no matter how people always, the more you're planning a way to secure things, right? You're studying so hard. I want to learn how to secure this thing. And let me tell you, the more people the hackers are finding and studying overnight, how can we penetrate this thing that these people are doing? So both of you are not sleeping. You are not sleeping. The hackers are not sleeping. So that is why there will always be breach in every point in time. And that is why organizations are always hiring security engineers that can always stand and fight and see if they can find a way to stop these things from happening. Now, the good thing about cloud security is you being proactive. So being proactive is the major key in the game. You need to be ahead of what is happening. So I believe I answered the question because if there is a robbery consistently, there will always be hacks consistently. Trust me.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I like how you ended that. No problem. No problem. You're blaming us human beings as our fault. No problem. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So this is the final question. I know I said this was the last question, but this one is final last question. Somebody asked a very important question on the cost of the training and other information. I think I'll give this to our CEO, TA. So please can you answer this question very quickly? How are they getting this information? CEO. Okay, I think CEO is out of his seat. Michael, can you take the question? Can you take this question? Okay, Oladimedi, can you take this question?
All right, fine. Sorry about that, man.
Okay, see you
Stepped
back.
out for a little bit. Am I
All
audible?
right. Yeah, you are. You are. We can
All
hear
right,
you.
perfect. All right. So, um, the question that's regarding the cost, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, the training itself, and this is the cheapest it's going to be. Right. We're starting with $2,000 per person. Um, and the training time frame is 3 to 4 months. Again, we're budgeting a month extra for, God forbid anything happens, like okay, maybe some for users who are trying to catch up, for some everybody have different learning style. Maybe okay, we need to reschedule dates of training because our training mainly is on like Saturdays for 2 hours per session. So we try to extend it. We don't make it cumbersome at once because it's a lot to cover. For beginners, we are going to send you guys, once you actually enroll, we're going to send you guys like the 2000 also comes with like CompTIA A plus, Network Plus, and Security Plus free training, self-paced training that you would take on your own. All right, at your own pace. We hope that you can actually wrap it up. You don't need to take certifications on that. Those are just like the basic things you need to know to keep yourself to actually start learning about the cloud. Like you need to learn about like what is a computer, as basic as small as possible. If you don't even know anything IT, what is a computer? Networking, the basics of networking, operating system, how they work, how data flow through network. Then security. The simple principle of security, the mindset of security. You're gonna learn a lot of things in that training, right? And that'll be at least before the cohort starts. We'll send that training to you. And also, if you're just joining when the live cohort has started, you can still watch it at your free time. It will help you a lot. But the live training itself, it's 3 to 4 months, um, and it's $2,000. Now, if you decide to actually, if you're interested and you want to join today, we are giving you a 5% discount for just paying $500 deposit. Okay, the payment is flexible. You don't have to pay $2,000 at once, but it's flexible. So $500 deposit, we give you a 5% discount, and we are flexible to work with you. However, towards the end of the training, like we will definitely make sure you have the payments completed at least maybe 2 to 3 months before 2 to the last month to the training. Make sure it is completed, and because we are going to actually take away those resources from you, we are trying to play us anyway, but we hope that's not going to happen. But it's $500 deposit if you actually and 5% off if you join today. So that's the information that I have to give regarding that. Any other questions?
Yeah, no, we're done. We're done. We're done with all the questions. Thank you very much, CEO. So we are going to be sending out this information. We have your registration details. We're going to send out this information via mail as well. Um, you are going to get the answer to this your question in the mail. We are going to send praise. You're going to get the answer. Don't worry. Look out for that email. We're going to send you all an email immediately after this session. Now, very quickly, we're going to do another giveaway. Another giveaway. I have something ready for somebody. Something ready for somebody. Okay, so I'm going to be posting a link right now. I'm going to be posting a link, and I'm going to have a question attached to that link. I want you to go to the Manabu Academy Instagram page and just tell me, how many followers do we have on Manabu? Very simple question. How many followers do we have on Manabu? First person to reply in the chat wins this round of giveaways. How many? How many? How many? We need some elevator music playing now. What's
Next next
website
time
is that? What
next
website?
time we're gonna have a music in the background for real. We don't want we don't want
Yeah.
things to.
Yeah, we definitely
Okay,
need to
who was
get
the
that.
first person to
Okay, so we
answer that?
have answers. Praise was the first person to answer. So Praise
And please
automatically
follow
wins
us on our page
the
too,
giveaway.
man.
Thank you so much, Praise. Thank you so much, Praise. Thank you so much, Bobby. Thank you so much, Todimu. We really appreciate your presence here. Thank you so much to our speakers. I'm going to be inviting our CEO once again for the closing remarks. So, CEO, over to you.
Thank you so much, guys. It's truly a blessing, and it's so fulfilling to have each and every one of you here attend this webinar. This This is literally why I exist. This is my ministry. Okay. And I'm really happy that you guys are here to pick one or two things. I hope our word here today, the time you've spent with us has changed your life. You've learned something new. We've been able to clear all your doubts. And we're going to continue to do that. We're going to have more webinars. We're going to continue to talk to you. If you have any questions, we are in this together. The market is crazy. The market is insane. It's a global thing. It's affecting everybody. Even we that we have jobs are even hanging on a thread, right? There's something called job hogging. We are hogging our jobs. You know what I'm saying? So, and now talk of people that are trying to get in, right? I can just imagine the pain of having to like convince people to trust that you can get the job done. See, we are not just going to teach you how to or what in IT, or we're going to teach you how to sell yourself. You know, sales is very important. We're not just going to be teaching you technology. You have to be able to articulate yourself and sell yourself properly. We are going to teach you how to position yourself that you're not even a threat. You don't look like as a threat to the person that is interviewing you, because that's another issue. Interview is psychology. We're going to teach you the psychology of how to be able to interview and read the room and know what to say it and how to say it. Not even only the technical stuff, but the jokes, right? There's a lot of things that goes into interviewing. You need to be able to understand the culture and blending, not just learning the technical terms. So stay with us, hang around, and trust me, you have the best and the right team here with you that understands your pain. We've been in your shoes and we're still there. Okay. So thank you guys. We're gonna have another webinar a week from now. We'll send the invitation out. Please join, tell friends and foes. I don't know if you have enemies though, but I keep sharing it with my enemies too. So please join us and learn cloud engineering, learn cloud security, and we're going to be here for you. Trust me. Join the WhatsApp group, follow us on Instagram, ask any questions. We're always here for you. And now I want to say congratulations to the people that engaged a lot today. You're going to be getting an award. It's going to be in the email, and also the people that actually asked thoughtful questions. I think I definitely could see Todimu was really was making my brain go crazy because of the question. It was very nice. Lovely question, thought-provoking questions, and I appreciate your participation. God bless you. And that's how I drop my mic. Thank you so much, guys. Over to you, Victor.
All right, guys, so we have come to the end of this webinar. So thank you so much, Todimu. Thank you so much to all the participants, to Bobby, to Mohammed, to Praise. You made this worthwhile. Like, this is why we are here. We are here for you guys, Thank you so much, Lavetta. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much to our speakers, Tenalo and Shion. You guys did amazing. You guys did justice. If you learned something today, please drop an emoji in the chat. Don't forget to follow us. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share to your friends, your enemies, your frenemies, your neighbors, your cousins, your babies. Share to everybody you know. Follow us on Instagram, on LinkedIn. Wherever you can find us. Follow us. Don't worry. We're going to be sending you an email. And please be reminded that we have, a cohort coming in June. I think that's June 13th. So if you want to be a part of it, please just reach out to the team and you'll be guided on how you can do that. So thank you so much, guys, for attending.
Before you leave, also I just want to acknowledge Mohammed Praise as well. I know I mentioned Todimu. You guys actually participated. Thank you so much for participating. And also, please, I want you guys to give a round of applause to Victor. Victor, our moderator, he did excellent. Please, a round of applause to Victor, please. And you're going to be seeing more of him. We're also going to have, stuff like this posted on our YouTube channel. Victor is also going to be anchoring our, our live, YouTube engagement as well moving forward. So please, a round of applause for him. And you're going to be seeing he's a very intelligent, intellectual guy. He's a software engineer, lead software engineer. And, you will learn more. Very thought-provoking guy. So thank you so much and have a wonderful day.
All right. Bye, guys. Bye-bye. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. Bye-bye.